Hello. There are only 3 things that are really important when we talk about exercising, about movement. My name is Dominika Hanschk and I'm happy that you're here with me today to explore this topic in more detail. Okay, some people are really happy when they actually move and make their 10,000 steps a day. That's cool. They say, well, this is my exercise program, 10,000 steps a day. That's perfect. Others are actually happy when they manage to crawl out of bed, make a couple of steps to the sofa, sometimes during the day move to the kitchen table to eat something or move to the toilet to do their stuff, and then in the evening find their way back to the sofa and then back to bed. Others, again, are really focused on movement, on exercising. They enjoy it and they use every free minute to actually get together with friends or alone and exercise and do some sports, no matter what. Which kind of person are you? Well, let's find out. So first of all, to understand how movement fits into your life and how you can change that, you need to know where you are. So first thing what you should do is evaluate yourself. I want to give you 4 points in how you can actually find out and establish where you're at the moment and where your goal is and how you get there. So let's start with this, and I recommend actually doing that once a month so that you know, oh, I'm progressing towards my goal, or no, I'm progressing too slowly, I need to change something, I need to do a little bit more of that or a little bit more of this to actually progress towards my goal a little bit faster. First thing to evaluate yourself would be looking into your bodily fitness. There are 5 key areas that you have to look into. The first thing is, how is your endurance? What about strength? What about speed, mobility, and coordination? 5 things. So it's not just about, oh, I'm going running every day, so my endurance is really good. It's not about, oh, I'm going to the fitness center every day and my strength is really good. It's about all 5 of them. So also coordination, mobility and speed are important. And you have to find the right balance of it. That doesn't mean if you're an endurance runner that you have to spend equal amounts of time on strength and mobility and coordination. No, but if you're an endurance runner, your training may be focused on endurance, but you also train a bit of strength and coordination because it helps you to stay at that game of running longer, to be more focused, okay? Or if you're actually lifting weight, doing some endurance training will help you be flexible, yeah? To have mobility, not just be packed with muscles, but actually when something happens, for example, you are walking down the stairs and you trip up and you're just not falling down the stairs because you're just muscles, but you can actually react to it with flexibility, with mobility, and you can actually stop yourself without getting hurt. So it's really important to have the balance of all 5. So evaluate yourself. A 1 means, oh, I haven't focused on any of these. Or a 10 would be to actually say, well, actually, I've covered them all. I'm really good. My focus is this area, but I'm also doing this, that, and the other once a week or so to actually have them all covered. Okay, point number 2 for evaluation. It's not just important to have this bodily fitness, but also to have mental fitness. What do I mean by that? Well, mental fitness comes down to concentration, good eating habits, good sleeping habits, and regeneration. Well, what does that have to do with movement? Well, let me explain that. So, for example, if you are doing running, okay, a typical endurance activity, if you're doing running, you actually help reducing your stress levels. So the act of running, the movement, has an effect on your mental health because you can concentrate more. But it's also the other way around. So if you're eating healthily, you have lots of energy and you can do a lot of movement. Okay, so they work together. It's not just important to have bodily fitness, but also to have mental fitness, to be able to concentrate, to eat healthy, to sleep well, because if you exercise, you sleep well. If you sleep well, you can exercise in a better way. So there is this connection. So how they fit together. Evaluate yourself. Are you a 1? Oh, I didn't know that is important. Or are you a 10? Oh yeah, I've got that covered too. I'm really, really good at it. Okay, here comes idea number 3. Flexibility. I'm not talking about that you are flexible and that you can bend down with your knees locked and you can actually tap the floor with your fingertips or even with your whole hand. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about flexibility of the mind. So how important is it for you to plan your exercises well in advance? On Monday I'm doing this, these exercises, those tasks, this speed, this, I'm meeting my friend, etc. And I have to do it exactly that way. Or are you actually flexible in a way that you say, okay, well, I want to train these kind of like things, and I have different kind of areas I want to improve in, and I can do these kind of tasks to achieve that. But if, for example, my meeting is running longer and I can't actually go for a run at midday, I'm actually going to the gym in the evening. I'm flexible. I can organize myself and I can get some movement in every day. So if something happens, I'm not just screwed and I'm like, oh, forget about exercise, I don't have time. Okay? So evaluate yourself. Are you inflexible? You have to do it at exact that time and it's important, otherwise you're not going to exercise at all. Or are you flexible in a way that you say, well, if something comes and kicks you in the butt, you find another way to get some exercise, some movement into the day. Evaluate yourself, 1 to 10. And the 4th point that I'm thinking about for evaluating yourself is, where does your motivation come from? Are you actually motivated from yourself? I really want to do this. I know that exercising, that movement is good for me. So I want to do that on a daily routine. I'm doing this, that and the other, and I'm really, really focused on that. And I actually feel good doing this. And because I feel good doing this, I want to do this again and again. Or are you actually extrinsically motivated? Oh, my doctor told me I should do something because my blood pressure is too high, I'm actually overweight, and I need to find some kind of exercise routine to stop doing that so that I can reduce my weight, that I can, What is your motivation? Evaluate yourself. 1 to 10. 1, well, external factors. 10, I'm totally motivated because I know it's good for me. It's great. I'm doing this because I love it and I have to do it every day. Okay, so first of all, evaluate yourself, score yourself, and then I would recommend doing that once a month. Again, to just understand, okay, I'm here, or I was here last month, I'm here this month, oh, I'm progressing, great, I'm going in the right direction. Maybe I need to tweak a little bit there, or maybe I need to do a little bit different over there, but I'm going in the right direction and I'm at the right speed to achieve my goals. That would be great. Let's come to the second part of this video, which is about giving you some ideas of how to actually implement some more movement, some more exercise into your daily life. What can you do? You don't have to do much. There are only 3 key areas that you need to think about. But let's get into them one by one. Okay, first thing, let me introduce you to Otto. Otto is overweight. He has definitely too many pounds. He's definitely carrying too many pounds around with him, and he needs to exercise. His doctor told him so he is kind of like motivated. It's a new year. He basically bought a complete new gear, so he's really kind of like looking cool, having this really nice cool watch, actually calculating his calories, and he is off. So he's going walking for 30 minutes. Afterwards, he's feeling really, really sweaty, out of breath, and he thinks, wow, I've done something. So he looks onto his watch and says, oh wow, I've actually managed to burn 350 calories. That's great. Okay, 350 calories in 30 minutes, that's doable. But what happens if Otto is doing that every single day for the next 7 days? Maybe even 14 days. But when he looks onto his watch again and he realizes, oh, I'm only losing 250 calories now. I'm only burning 250 calories. What's going on? Well, what's happening? What's happening is that when we exercise, our body wants to do the exercise with less calories every single time. So we get more efficient at moving in a certain way, at making those tasks. So we are more efficient, and because we are more efficient, we are burning less calories, which is in today's days a really, really difficult thing. So how can I actually burn more calories again? Well, Otto has to exercise harder, so walk faster, or he has to walk longer. Okay, so doing these kind of like endurance exercises, we have one big problem, and that's time. So Otto can actually start walking faster. He can then start running, but then he has no chance to get any faster. So he needs to train longer. So 30 minutes become 40, 50, 1 hour or longer to actually have the same number of calories getting burned. And that's a tricky thing. I like endurance activities, especially if you manage to do them actually with the color green somewhere around you. So if you're going for a stroll in the park or for a run in the park or in the woods, that's great, because green actually helps us reducing stress. The funny thing is, it works even if you paint your walls green in your fitness center. But it's really, really important. I like endurance activities because it helps us reduce stress. It's an important fact. But we are not able to burn a lot of calories during endurance activities because our body is really, really efficient in saving energy. And if you think about it, you actually have to exercise for 1 hour to only burn the calories for an extra apple and an extra banana per day. That's not much. It's not this piece of cake or these cookies over there or the latte macchiato. It's not. And many people think, oh, I've done some exercising, so I can actually eat something because they want to celebrate that I've exercised. It's not worth the amount of exercising we do. So it's not a good idea to actually combine food with having exercised. Okay, so what's the other idea? Well, other people think, oh, I'm going to the fitness center. I'm doing strength training. Strength training is great because strength training actually grows muscles. And muscles are our best friend. Why? Because they burn calories day and night just for being there. Oh, that's cool. So the more muscles I have, the more calories I burn just by sleeping or being awake. That's great stuff. So actually building up muscle means that I can be a little bit more, open about what I eat, because my calorie intake is different when I have more muscles. Okay, so if I go into the fitness center and I'm actually just doing the same exercise every single day or 3 times a week, and I do that for a whole year, can I expect to build a lot of muscle? No. So if I go to the fitness center, it's very important that either I look into the whole idea of strength training myself, and I understand what kind of exercises, how much weight, how often do I change my program. Because after 4 to 6 weeks, we have the same problem again. Our body knows exactly what's happening, so there is no improvement anymore. So I need to understand what exercises do I have to do. Am I going for building my strength? Am I building my endurance strength? So this is important to understand what are the right things to do. Or you actually get a really, really good trainer who helps you doing that and gives you that new plan every 4 to 6 weeks to improve, to build more muscle and therefore burn more calories and take it easier with nutrition. Okay, is there a way where you can actually train yourself using every muscle in your body and at the same time not spending much time? Because if you look at a fitness center, you're still having to train on all those different pieces of equipment. So time is really a problem. So is there any kind of training you can do where you actually exercise your whole body, every single muscle, and you do that in a very, very fast time? Well, there is. The idea behind this training is working with intervals. So it's called interval training. So you have short periods of time, like 30 to 60 seconds, where you train really towards the limits of what your body can actually do. But because it's only a short time, it doesn't really matter, because afterwards you just can recover very quickly and you can start another interval again. So why is that important? Well, our body has 2 ways to build muscle or to build more strength, more endurance, to actually do exercise. Okay? And we basically have this way of actually making endurance sports where we slowly reducing your capacity of working out any longer, and when we come to the end of that capacity, our body actually mobilizes specific hormones which actually lead to the body improving our strength, improving our endurance, improving the time that we can actually spend exercising. Okay, that's one way. The other way is if we have this same contingent of energy that we can actually spend for exercising, and we work very hard on the limit of what we can actually work out. This is going down really quickly. And our body thinks after a while, if this is going any further than that, I'm having a problem. So again, it's actually mobilizing hormones which build muscle, which help us build more strength, which help us to have more endurance, to exercise longer. And that's what we want. So we can actually use interval training to exercise certain areas in very short spurts of, I have to do this right now, and then we can recover again. But what kind of exercise do we actually do? Well, we need to do something that actually strengthens the whole body at once. So the typical exercise we are talking about here are push-ups, pull-ups, and knee bends. Okay, I can't do a push-up. Well, you actually can, because the easiest way to do a push-up is actually pushing yourself from a wall. Okay, that's an easy way. You just need to know the right progression. So the easy way is pushing yourself from the wall. If that works fine, you basically take a sideboard And there you see that the whole body is involved in this exercise, because you have to have strength in the core of your body, okay? So that your body is like a line and not a tent or, yeah? So you have to have this strength in the core of your body to do this exercise. Yeah? And if the sideboard works fine, you actually take a chair, pull it towards the wall, and then you do the push-ups there. And if the chair is still too high, yeah, you take actually, you try it on the floor. So it's training with the right progression that moves you forward. Okay, pull-ups. Well, if you have a sturdy table at home, you could put yourself underneath, just grab the side of the table and pull. That would be one way. Or maybe you use a TRX system, yeah, which you put just over the door frame, lock the door, and then you can pull yourself. Or maybe you actually go to a children's playground, yeah? You find somewhere a bar where you can pull yourself towards. So there are many opportunities. You just have to do it. Okay, well, what's with the third exercise, knee bends? Well, everybody is doing them on a daily basis. But for most people, they look a little bit weird when they just kind of fall backwards into the chair or on the sofa. Okay, so what about combining that daily task with a kind of exercise routine? What keeps you from actually just doing knee bends for 5 times before you sit down? You've actually included exercising in your daily routine. That's great. That's the best way of exercising actually. Yeah? So just try and find ways of putting exercise in your daily routine. It could be like taking the stairs instead of the lift. Absolutely. Yeah. Get off the bus station, stop earlier, and then walk for the remaining stop. Great. Yeah. Actually, when you come home, your bag goes into the home. You don't. You walk around the block for 3 times before you actually go inside. Or your phone. Does your phone is still one of those old phones where you have this cord hanging from it? No? Oh, what keeps you from walking around when you're on the phone? Just try to think of things you can do in a different way. So things you're usually doing while sitting, do them standing up. Things that you're usually doing standing somewhere, do them walking around. And if you're walking around, maybe you can walk a little bit faster, or you can actually climb the stairs during that task, like phoning. So try to implement exercises during the day. Here's another good example. You have certain areas in your home which you pass during the day several times. Maybe your kitchen door, okay? So every time you go past the kitchen door, you are actually doing 3 knee bends. Oh, great. Okay, let's visualize that. You're going into the kitchen. Oh, yeah. 3 knee bends. 1, 2, 3. Open the fridge. I'm choosing this cucumber. That's healthy. Great. Fridge door closes. You are walking past that kitchen door. Oh, 3 knee bends. If you would have chosen chocolate bars, well, then that would have been 3 by 3, right? Okay, so just let us recap this. The first thing you need to do is 1 time per day, really, really push yourself towards the limit. Push yourself towards the limit so that your heart and is actually pumping and you're out of breath. You can even do that with daily routines, i.e. if you're living on the 5th floor, your pushing the limits could be walking the stairs up to your home, up to your front door as fast as possible. Then you have accomplished that first task already. But you could also do it with endurance training or strength training. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just once per day, push yourself to the limit. Okay, second idea. Within our body, we have our muscles, our organs, and they actually get their nutrition from the blood. Okay? So fresh oxygen, fresh water, fresh nutrients are coming through the blood to our muscles. But there are structures in our body which don't get this from the blood. So, for example, our joints are connected, and the structures in between, there's no blood. So how do these structures actually get the nutrients they need? Well, whenever we move our joints, we actually put pressure on it and we take the pressure off. And that putting pressure on it and that taking pressure off it, that actually puts things that shouldn't be there away and puts things that these structures need there. So the movement actually helps keeping those structures alive. And if our movement is like we have a sitting job and we're just at our desk and the only movement is just picking up the phone and taking the water bottle, then we have a lot more ability to move our joints. We haven't even talked about the remainder of the body. Yeah? So try moving all your joints once per day. If you are actually practicing yoga, then you're doing sun salutations. And sun salutations are great because sun salutations help you move your joints. And if you do that as a morning routine, your 10 sun salutations in the morning, hey, you've basically covered the second point, moving all of your joints once per day. It doesn't mean that you have to practice yoga. Yeah? You can find alternatives, yeah? Moving all your joints. I'm sure you can think of exercises that you can do to move all your joints. But it's important that you move all your joints once per day. Because everything that's not used, the body will just reduce its functionality. And that is a problem. So the second point is really important. Move all your joints once per day. Point number 3 is coordination. Coordination is so important. Let me paint you a picture. When you were young as a small toddler, you actually had this endeavor of learning to walk. And you tried very, very hard to achieve that. So every time you got yourself up, yeah, and you made that first step, what happened? Oh, you fell down again. But what did you do? You got up again and you tried again until that very one moment where you actually managed a couple of steps towards your mom, towards that toy that you wanted to play with, and you really got excited over and over again to make this movement, to make this step, to try and coordinate your movements to achieve that goal. But what do we do nowadays when we can't do a certain movement? I give you an example. So for example, you can't bend down properly again to bind your shoelaces. What do? Well, we buy shoes that don't have shoelaces. Or if you're working in the garden and you realize, oh, this is really hurting my back, I can't bend down properly again anymore. So what do? Oh, you buy these special planters which are raised so that you don't need to bend down anymore. But what does that do? It actually brings you more and more towards inflexibility, immobility, and less coordination. So it does exactly the opposite of what we need to achieve. To have a better coordination, to have more mobility, to have more flexibility. So my task for you today is try and do the things that are hard for you. Try the things that are difficult. So if you have an exercise routine and everything you're doing is really easy because you've done them so many times, these exercises, and they're really going well. Well, yes, you're doing something for healthy living, but what is it actually doing for improving your health, for improving your exercise routine, for getting better at something? Well, try to actually do the things that are really hard, the things that annoy you, where you think, oh, not this again, I hate this exercise. But these are the things that actually take you to the next level, that bring you that bit further towards actually doing things again, which you were able in younger years, but you're not now. You can relearn. You just have to have that inner motivation to actually try and try and try again. Okay? So let's just quickly recap. First of all, get yourself once per day to the limit so that your heart is pumping, that you're sweating, that you're out of breath, because that's important for you. It doesn't matter whether it's endurance, it doesn't matter whether it's strength training, it doesn't matter whether it's a daily routine you're doing anyway, like climbing the stairs. Doesn't matter. Second, once a day, move all your joints because that keeps them healthy. It's important to move all your joints so that you actually keep those structures alive. And the third point, do the things that are hard to actually, learn the coordination of things. Learn something new every single day and keep at it. Try hard to keep at it, to stay flexible, to stay mobile, and to actually learn and improve your coordination. Okay, but something is there you can't forget, and that's really, really important. Movement, exercise has to be fun. It has to be joyful. It has to be something that you actually enjoy doing. Why is that so important? Well, you could pick up a list and say, oh, let's look at this. Oh, kickboxing actually burns a lot of calories. So I'm doing kickboxing because I want to burn as many calories I can when doing exercise. I hate exercising anyway, so let's do something that's burning a lot of calories. So you go to your kickboxing class and you're really obviously not enjoying it, getting hit by other people and your muscles are aching and you're going home, and next week, are you actually going again? Well, probably not, okay? But if, for example, you enjoy dancing, well, you go dancing with your friends every Saturday night. You're meeting up, you're having social contacts, which is great anyway, and you're combining that with movement, dancing. Great, do that a couple of hours. That's a great exercise routine if you enjoy it. If you're playing football with friends, great, do that. Find something that you enjoy and keep doing that. It doesn't matter how many calories you burn. It has to be something that you enjoy doing. Bring the joy to exercising, because that actually helps you be motivated, because you're enjoying it, you're doing it. And you will do it again because it's fun. So let's just recap once more. First of all, get to the level you can do. Get to it. Endurance, strength, interval training. Doesn't matter. And you can actually combine interval training with the kind of sports you like. So for example, if you enjoy football, you can introduce interval training in the warm-up. For example, the short side of the field, you're sprinting. The long side of the field, you're slowly running to recover again for the next sprint. Okay? If you enjoy mountain biking, okay, you can go as fast as you can for 2 to 3 minutes and then enjoy the landscape. 15 minutes, easy stroll, just enjoying the landscape and enjoying the ride. Or for example, if you're swimming, okay, you can go one lane really, really fast, like this shark is behind you and really wants to get you. So you're going as fast as you can. And then on the way back, you take it easy. Yeah, like a piece of wood floating on the water. Take it easy, getting back and starting the next interval. Or if you enjoy running, yeah, you can have a routine like every once in a while to the first traffic lights, you're going as fast as you can. The next 3 blocks or the next 3 traffic lights, you take it easy. So you can introduce interval training in every single sporting event that you do, in any kind of exercising you do. You can implement it. And that's a great idea to do. Okay? Second point, move your joints. Every single joint, every single day. Find a routine. It only has to be 10-15 minutes. So for example, if you do yoga, do sun salutations. 10 sun salutations are 15 minutes. It's easy going. If you don't like yoga, don't worry. Find a routine which moves every single joint in your body and you are set. Okay? Third, coordination. If you can't do a certain exercise, a certain task anymore, then that's the thing you need to train. Train your coordination, train your mobility, train your flexibility. The things that are difficult are the things to grow on. So train your coordination over and over again. And yes, all that has to be done with joy. Bring the joy, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. Because only then you keep doing it. And that's so important. Okay, well, there's only one more thing to say for me. Be yourself, dream big, and start now. I'll see you next time around when we are talking about an interesting topic again. See you, bye.